Hey, what's up, guys? I am so sorry for not updating ethnic awareness. This is a new channel which is part of the Riot Girl initiative. I called it Network, but it's an initiative because when you think about social equality, if you think about multiculturalism, if you think about the issues within that, like beyond racism, there's sexism, there's classism, there's ageism, and the list goes on and on. So that's what this channel is all about. And this is going to be updated on Wednesdays. Sin TV is going to be updated on Tuesdays. And, of course, my flagship show that started it all, Blasian Quita, which is now called Twisted Riot Girl, is going to be uploaded on Mondays. So have back-to-back schedule. It just works out a lot better. And I just enjoy doing these videos for you guys. So, I have been struggling with the acceptance of my beauty as a black woman. This is something, and an African woman as well, and that's where I even struggle too, because it's like my parents are both from Africa, and the ideals of African beauty are completely like totally different than the American standards of beauty. So let me give you an example. So for example, I would say within Ghanaian and Liberian culture, having curves and being a little bit like even bigger is kind of more accepted, where I still feel in America plus size women, it's still a hurdle. I mean, for example, let's look at the dating scene, and this is excluding race, but I mean bigger women, let's just be honest, we have a harder time. Now I know that there are exceptions to the rule. I've seen many videos where here on YouTube of bigger women saying I have no problems meeting a man and stuff, and that's good for you because you already have that confidence going, and you might have an edge, this magnetism that not all women have been taught, or some women are still in the process of learning. And that one thing that I realize is that when it comes to the whole idea of getting in a relationship and the whole dating thing, honestly, it's a progression, and it's something that has to naturally happen. And then on top of that, that man or woman or whatever you're into has to like you for you. If they don't like all of you, and I mean the pimple on your toe or having a very low resonance in your voice like how I do, it's just not going to work. So I was scouring through the wonderful world of YouTube, and I came across this documentary called My Black is Beautiful. And I wanted to read to you a little bit about the ideals and the premise of this documentary. Imagine a future where every black girl believes her black is beautiful. You know your black is beautiful, but what about the young black girls? Together we can empower the next generation of black women to confidently be their best, most beautiful selves. 3 years, 1 million black girls, a beautiful future starts with you. And, that's something that I have struggled with. I have struggled with that. Like, growing up as a African American girl, I never, and especially darker, I never really felt beautiful at all. I mean, till now I'm still kind of coming to age with that and coming to terms with that, because I mean, if you look at American media, we are bombarded with Beyonce and Halle Berry and Nicki Minaj and women like finally women like Pink, who don't really fit that stereotypical mode of beauty, is finally being accepted. That's why I'm really happy that the alternative subcultures, like a lot of what I talk about in Twisted Riot Girl, is starting to come to fruition, and it's starting to happen for people of color. I'm seeing more people of color talk about liking things like hard rock and heavy metal and being a part of the goth scene, for example. And this documentary really helped me. It was very self-therapeutic. I mean, there were women like Gabori Sibley, who the media had a field day with, and they constantly made fun of her size, or they said she was too fat, and all the stupid stuff that mainstream media tends to do. So it was so nice to see that, and then to see a girl who's absolutely, to me, I feel flawless, Tatiana Ali, and hearing her like struggle, to finally be like, wow, I am beautiful. It's something. It's an epidemic for the next generation of young black girls growing up, because who do they have to look up to? That's the whole issue. Like, what do they have to look up to, and what do we have to look forward to in regards to the identity of darker skinned people can just be as beautiful as quote unquote light skinned people. And I mean, not to say that light skinned people have it easier. No, they still have their struggles too, but sometimes the way media is, it's like lighter is kind of better, so there's a little bit of release. Whereas someone like me or someone like Angie Stone, it can be a lot harder for us to get roles in Hollywood that are not like stereotypical of dark skin, excuse me, of dark skinned people. So please watch this documentary. There was actually a young black girl, and it almost like brought me to tears hearing how, she wanted to like commit suicide because she just was so tired of not being recognized as being beautiful. I feel that everybody has unique beauty, but don't get me wrong, there are some people that are not beautiful. And before you guys attack me for this, let me clarify what I mean by that. When I mean not beautiful, they have an ugly attitude, or they don't take care of their physical appearance. I don't care if you're 100 pounds or you're 300 pounds, even though you couldn't be 3,000 pounds, you would be dead by then, but you get what I mean. I mean, honestly, it irritates me when I see bigger women who don't take proper care of themselves. They don't brush their teeth, their clothes look ridiculous because they don't know what fits them right. And for some people, yeah, it's not their fault. But I still feel, especially as a dark-skinned black woman, that we have to take individual responsibility. We have to build our confidence. And that's something that I've had to work with, like self-confidence. I think sometimes for some of us, we focus so much on like, okay, I have to try to get the man, and then maybe by having that man, it will help me to have better confidence. That is not necessarily the case. Actually, sometimes it can make the situation worse, especially if you have a guy in your life who you had no idea was an asshole, and he constantly brings you down, and he constantly tells you you're ugly, and constantly says, oh, light skin women look better, or oh, you look really good for a dark skinned woman, or you look really good for fill in the blank. My black is beautiful is really helping to reinforce that, whatever shade you are, we're all still part of this challenging black beauty experience. I mean, look how much money, that we spend on our hair products, on our beauty products, in comparison to white people tend to get a discount. Okay, except for like really high end products. That doesn't really include what I'm talking about. But if you look at the price that people of color have to pay to, and if you're lucky that foundation really blends and really works with you, that's what this documentary also, I feel, is designed for. From watching it, it has really helped me to understand that I am beautiful, and I can finally say that after so many years of putting myself down, being very cynical, after so many years of men who came into my life, and I felt that, oh, by them telling me that I'm beautiful, then that means that I'm beautiful, and allowing myself to be that easily manipulated is kind of bogus considering how smart and intellectual I am. But sometimes intellectualism doesn't always equate to self-discovery. You can be persuaded to learn certain forms of intellect. So you have to take it upon yourself to watch documentaries like My Black is Beautiful and realize that you are. And I'm telling you, big girls especially, I rep for you guys because I know how fucking hard it is. And pardon me for the language, but it is really the reality. It is really the reality. So sorry, my throat is getting dry. But please, please check out the documentary. I will have the link below to the documentary. I'll have the link below for that, and also I will have the link to the official website so you can hear more inspirational stories and quotes and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and remember that multiculturalism is beautiful.